So just yesterday, the President of the United States was talking about how Bashar Assad was going to be paying a heavy price, making it look like that the United States was going to do a military strike against Assad because of the uh, chlorine gas attack. And the French president, Prime Minister, or I think it's President Macron, said he was going to do something about it. All these Western countries said that we're going to do something about this. This can no longer be tolerated. We're going to have a emergency UN meeting on Monday morning, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do about this. And so Russia retaliates or responds and says that it will start World War III if the Western powers retaliate. They're going to shoot down Western jets, blow up the Western ships in the Mediterranean Sea if they respond. So, also threatening to invade Europe with 77,000 troops at the Ukraine border and nearly 1,000 tanks. You can go and Google this up. You'll see it. Then what happens? I'm going to read to you some Twitter remarks about what happened this morning. See if I can find them now. They were right in front of me. Let's see here now. Probably won't be able to find them. Oh, here we go. All right, I gotta go to the. All right. So on one Twitter feed, Conflict News reports Syria. We are monitoring reports of an attack on Taiz military air base. Actually, that was posted 9:14 p.m. I'm assuming that's Eastern time. All right. Oh, I've got to scroll up further. Here we go. Breaking. This is Al Massadar News. Breaking. Massive explosions heard in eastern Homs after unknown jets enter from Lebanon into Syria. They should have known right away whose jets they were. And here's another one. Jacob Wool from on a Twitter feed. American warships from the Mediterranean are reportedly launching Tomahawk missiles into Syria, targeting SAA positions and installations. Really? B&O News. French President Macron and U.S. President Trump spoke by phone and exchanged information which confirmed the use of chemical weapons in Syria, French government says. And then B&O News posts a video. Residents in Lebanon report hearing unidentified jets heading towards Syria. No further details. Then Joyce Karam says U.S. denies striking Assad military airport in Homs. Anything from Israel. These are all Twitter feeds from here on. Then WAEL Al-Rusi. This is official. The U.S. warships in the Mediterranean Sea are launching a missile attack against the SAA or hashtag SAA. A first wave targeted the T4AB east of hashtag Homs. A second wave is inbound. Now, DEFCON warning alert system says United States said they have not launched an attack against Syria at this time. All right, Farnaz Fahisi Twitter feed. Hashtag Syria, what we know so far. Number 1, Pentagon denies attacks have started. Number 2, Syria State's TV reports U.S. strikes on T4 military base near hashtag Homs. 3, T4 military base is operated by hashtag Iran, hashtag IRGC. Number 4, Lebanon witnesses say jets flying across its sky. All right, I think that's probably enough. I don't think, folks, really? All this confusion? You couldn't figure out whose planes it was? Really? If the planes were flying across Lebanon, whose planes do you think it was? All right. So the report is that 2 Israeli F-15s, I'll go to Depka.com, I think, fired 8 missiles into this Iranian air base, the T4 air base in Syria. And they claim that 5 of them were intercepted, but 3 of them hit their target. So, report from Moscow is 2 Israeli F-15 fighter jets target T4 from Lebanon. Russia's defense ministry claimed that 2 Israeli F-15 fighter jets carried out a guided missile airstrike on the T4 air base in Homs from Lebanese airspace early Monday, April 9th. Moscow and Damascus say Syria shot down 5 of the 8 missiles fired, while 3 landed in the western part of the base. Monitors report 14 killed in the attack, including Iranians. Moscow added there were no Russian advisors among those injured. Debka Files military sources report that this claim, which Israel neither confirmed nor denied, puts a new complexion on the attack, at variance with the first assumption that it had followed Syria's use of chemical weapons killing 70 people in Douma. Israel has abstained from attacking Syria since February 10th, when its air force struck the T4 air base among other targets. Its caution derived from a strong Russian warning. The only link to the chemical attack on Douma will have come from Tehran's decision to exploit the international furor over the Douma atrocity to quietly transfer to Hezbollah a new load of highly sophisticated weaponry. Did you see what happened here? So everybody's going around and saying, well, the Syrians, chemical attack on civilian population. Then you have the other side saying it was the rebels that did the chemical attack in order to get a response from the Western nations. Okay, so a report has come out from a dubious source, which I will not name, that this chlorine bombs came from Germany, and Germany being a NATO nation, that proves that a NATO country or NATO was responsible for the chlorine chemical attack. Please let me remind everyone that the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action made it just as easy for Iran to purchase chemical, chlorine bombs from Germany. Merck, they're claiming that these bombs came from Merck, but Iran can get them just as easily as Saudi Arabia or any NATO nation because of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Folks, the sanctions were lifted. So to automatically assume that it came from a NATO nation or a NATO allied nation did it, is just that, an assumption, and it's meaningless because there's no proof. So, what they're saying here is that during all this hubbub concerning this chemical weapons attack, Iran took advantage of the hubbub by quietly moving, what does it say, a new load of highly sophisticated weaponry to Hezbollah. They got caught. So the question is now, who exactly did this chemical attack and for what reason? To turn eyes in a different direction so that Iran can transfer highly sophisticated weapons from Iran to Hezbollah while nobody was looking? This is what Debka File is saying. I will continue. The Iranians reckoned that Israel would hold back and let it go through to avoid getting mixed up in a possible U.S. punitive attack for Syria's chemical attack on the town. Now you know what this smells like, don't you? Who's fooling who? Now, I will continue. If nonetheless Israel is proved to have gone ahead with its attack, Tehran miscalculated. The Netanyahu government will have certainly notified the White House about the urgency of destroying the new Iranian arms shipments and obtain a green light. Moscow indicated by issuing a statement naming Israel that it takes a serious view of its action and is pondering a response. Russia, do you really want to go there? Just yesterday, I was talking about the Begin doctrine. Let me remind the world that Israel has 400 nuclear warheads. Third largest nuclear superpower behind Russia and the United States. If Israel is forced to launch a first strike, will the invaders be able to fire back? Especially if they don't know where the missiles are coming from, as was proven this morning. How are you going to react if you don't know where they're coming from? Earlier today, the Syrian state news agency reported that the T4 air base in Homs province was hit by a missile causing casualties, and Syrian air defenses intercepted several. A senior U.S. administration official denied reports from the region claiming that U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles had struck targets in Syria were not true. The Pentagon also issued a statement denying the attack. At this time, the Department of Defense is not conducting airstrikes in Syria. However, we continue to closely watch the situation and support the ongoing diplomatic efforts to hold those who use chemical weapons in Syria otherwise accountable, a Pentagon spokesman or statement said. So that's That's basically all that's in this article. So now the question is, with Iran and Russia tooting their horn in the last few weeks, claiming that U.S. sponsors were going to use chemical weapons in Syria to justify new airstrikes, the question is, who was it that knew about the coming chlorine attack first? Well, obviously the ones who opened their big mouths about it. But according to Debka File, it was done to distract or to keep Israel from firing upon their new sophisticated weaponry that Iran was shipping to Hezbollah in the dark of night, and they got caught. So among all this confusion, it looks like we just found out the truth, folks. And a word of warning to Russia, Iran, and Turkey. You're not going to listen to me, because nobody listens to me. I'm the least listened to and least watched. My YouTube videos are the least watched in all of YouTube. So you're not going to listen to me, but I'm going to say it anyway. Russia, Turkey, Iran, get out of Syria while you can. One word, folks. I said it yesterday. Tekel. You have been weighed on the scales and have been found wanting.